decider. So it is one game all between these two guys. This is, what map is this? Newkirk Precinct or something like that. It is Svenison in the right hand side. It is YeOldDogg on the left hand side, and it's going to be carnage. So one game apiece. I checked. I had to look at the replay from, I think, game one. I don't know if I've got these games in right order or not, but it doesn't really matter. As far as we're concerned, they've played two, and it's one apiece. So in the last game, YeOldDogg went for a marine push with stim and combat shield. He had a lot of marines. Svenison went for a defensive style with a couple of siege tanks and a wall, and absolutely annihilated that early push, and then pressed his advantage with a ninja expand, and eventually some siege tanks up in his opponent's face. So let's see what happens this time. YeOldDogg is got a gas. The gas is finished in mining just as this barracks is started, so that's quite early. Svenison, meanwhile, a little bit more standard, has got the racks and the gas both building simultaneously here, which is about normal. Pretty common to, go supply depot, starter racks, and then you've roughly got enough money as well to build the refinery almost straight away, whilst not interrupting workers. Now, speaking of workers, this one's doing nothing. This one, he's gone for a walk. Come on, sort it out, Svenison. Little things. Get that little edge. Okay. Two barracks so far from YeOldDogg. No workers building. Fix that, YeOldDogg. This guy idle. Fix it. Fix it. Look, this guy holding minerals. Little things. Sven, you're off for a scout. I like that. Scouting is so critical in this game. So important to know what your opponent's doing. So important to find out, are they coming for a rush? Are they going to come at me? Or have they just sat back and gone for an early expand? Should I be looking to rush them? These are the questions you want to be asking yourself. When you do scout, what sort of things are you looking for? What is it that you want to know? Because it's one thing to say, oh, it's important to scout. It's another thing to know what the information you get tells you. This is the type of thing you're looking for. Have they got a large number of barracks? Because if they have, at this time of the game, they're going to push. Have they got a large number of units already? Are they building tech buildings? Have they got already a factory? Have they got a starport? Those are what you're looking for. Are they going to climb up the tech tree? Have they got an expand? Are they going for an economic opening? If they've got an expand this early in the game, they've skipped some tech to do that, which means that if you haven't got an expand, you can press your advantage by getting ahead in tech, by either getting tier 3 units out quicker than them, or by simply numbers. If you haven't got the expo down, what have you done with your money? Have you spent it on barracks, for example? So that's the type of thing you want to know. If you're scouting very early indeed and you find that your opponent has 2 gas, well, what's that telling you? It might be telling you that they are doing something sneaky that requires a lot of tech, like cloaked units typically require quite a lot of gas to get. So if, for example, you're playing against a Protoss player and you notice that they have 2 gas down really early before even their gateways are up, or before their side cores started building, well, there's a pretty good chance they're trying to get DTs out or something like that. That's the type of thing. That's what you want to know, really. You want to see what's what. But ultimately, the key thing, the absolutely crucial thing to check is my opponent coming to rush me? That's what you want to know. That's why you send that scout nice and early. That's why you build a supply depot and then you send the worker across the map to find out, are they coming at me? Because if they are, you can deal with that. If you don't know it's coming, then it's very, very hard not to lose. Okay, so Sven has got this siege tank done. We see a lot of tech from Sven. He has got the engineering bay and the armory up. We see a lot of idle workers as well, and only 9 workers mining, none in production. None. You're breaking my heart with this, man. These barracks standing idle, so it looks to me like Svenison just wants to sit back a moment and take stock. The only thing he is building is this supply depot. He's churning out another tank, so it looks like he's going to sort of be pretty defensive again here. Where's this guy going? Look, he's got gas. Hang on. Oh my goodness, I didn't know what was... I could hear shooting, and I had no idea what was happening. Look at this! YeOldDogg, like a filthy, filthy dog, has flown a Viking in, landed it, and got 5 worker kills. And not only that, he's denied mining for a significant amount of time. Get those guys back to work. You cannot afford this, Sven. Look at the income tab. That's miserable, miserable stuff. My gosh. Worker supply heavily in favor of YeOldDogg. So Svenison, you need to be doing stuff to catch up. You need to redress this balance very, very quickly indeed. I like the change of tactic from YeOldDogg. You know, he's played games where he has pushed with large numbers of Marines early. In the last game, we saw that. We saw that Svenison had the answer. So this time, he's totally mixed it up. He's gone, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something completely different. This looks like a very Viking-heavy build. Vikings against Terran can be useful. You know, in large numbers, they can land behind mineral lines and kill a lot of... Look, these idle workers, man. Idle workers. I don't like to see that. They're called workers for a reason. They're supposed to work. It's what they do. Yeah, so large numbers of Vikings can be good. Even in small numbers, they can be useful against Terran because they can prevent medevac drops. So medevacs come in and try and drop Marines in behind your mineral line. Well, Vikings can prevent that. A Viking on patrol can do an awful lot of damage to a medevac very quickly indeed. So useful for those types of things as well. It looks to me like YeOldDogg initially anyway wants to use this to get a few more worker kills. Now this medevac is running in, and seriously, a medevac full of stuff. Oh, what a juicy target. Come on, man, you've got to be kidding me. Don't lose the medevac. I would have chased that personally. Look, 2 more hits. I'd have chased that medevac, man. Anyway, let's see what happens here. This Viking, is it going to get... It is. 1 more kill. So, you know, now 10 workers have been lost, I believe. Is it 10? It's 11. 11 workers killed. And that is a lot of damage. You don't need to be repairing that. You know, come on. Get these guys back to work. Look, you've got a medevac flying about with stuff in it here. If you're going to do something with that stuff, now is the time to do it. Your opponent clearly has an economic advantage. You need to do something about that. Cobblers to repairing this. Get it across the map. Get it in position. Unbeknownst to you, if you try that, you die. But, you know, it's what you should be trying anyway. These Marines, yep, I like that. Have them in place to, you know, prevent these Vikings from coming in and landing. Given that you've got the eBay, I wouldn't mind production of a turret, but I'd love to see these workers actually mining. Now then, this is a reasonable force. What sort of upgrades have we got? Just stim. No medevacs though. So he's going to take a lot of hurt trying to kill these tanks. Can he do it? I don't know. Yeah, I'd land those Vikings. He can do it. So I think Svenison, this is game over, man. Too many mistakes. Too many errors. Look, and this medevac comes home. And I don't know what he's going to do with that. Nothing useful by the looks of things. He's just going to fly it about to watch the decay and the carnage. So yeah, that is game. You need to move these forward, YeOldDogg. You need to get them up and involved. No point trying to fly buildings away. Your opponent has got Vikings. I think YeOldDogg, you need to be lifting the Vikings and getting them chasing these buildings. You've got enough on the ground. Chase the flying buildings. Kill the command center first and foremost. Because once the command centers are dead, everything else is revealed. Yep. It's all over. GG. 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 Maybe if I say it several more times. GG. And the command center is gone. While this exists, though, he won't be revealed. But, you know, just kill this stuff, man. It's here, look. It's here. Where are you off to? What the... I'm really confused, man. Oh my god! When did that happen? Seriously. This is absolutely out of control. I might be the worst StarCraft observer ever, man. Anyway, ultimately this just isn't going to matter. I'm not sure I'd have bothered coming home for this. I would have just best rested. You had stuff on the ground to kill these. You had stuff up in the base. I would have just continued to push. I mean, how long is this stuff going to take to kill your base compared to how long is your stuff going to take to kill all that? You've won the game, so just go ahead and win the game. If necessary, just lift off a building and fly it into the corner. Your opponent doesn't have anything that flies, neither does he have the ability to build anything that flies, so he can't possibly win this game. So yeah, I wouldn't have bothered even with this. No, you're just walking on in there, and you will clean this up, I suppose. Svenison with the unfortunately this Viking is just going to kill that. With the Liberator would have been useful a bit earlier, but so GG. Yep, yeah, he did. Yep, yeah. So sad indeed. What was sad though is that several of your workers weren't working anyway. Where they Svenison, they weren't working anyway. They were just like hanging out, having a chat. And you're paying them for that, man. You're paying them to just sit around chatting. That's not how we roll. There's no way to run a business. There's no way to build an army. Anyway, there it is. YeOldDogg wins 2 games to 1. I've got a lot of other replays in my inbox ready to roll, but I'm lacking time. Maybe later on this evening I'll get back on and maybe cast another game or 2, delve into the round 4 inbox and see what's going on there. Maybe even some round 5 games. I'm not sure. I can't quite remember who sent me what. There's definitely some more games coming, so keep an eye on the channel, and hopefully I'll be back this side of Christmas. Yeah, GG.